Thursday, April 24th, 3:20 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. I'm going to discuss currencies, specifically the US dollar index and the largest weighted average currency in the US dollar index, the euro. We are also very close to the end of the month. And next month, May 7th, the Federal Reserve meets to vote on interest rates. Currencies have an impact on the policy of interest rates, yields. So again, to me, I think it's time to watch the currencies closely if you're in positions or if you're considering making a trade to go in them. US dollar index. Looking here at 3 time frames, 3 grids. The far right is the monthly, the middle is the weekly, and the left is the daily. So the monthly, far right grid, 5 years. Look what happened this month. Huge red candle. Took out the low of 2024, took out the low of 2023, new low for the year, and broke below this impulse move. Again, this big green candle was an impulse move, huge body, back in the year 2022, and we broke below it. So this candle, the last trading day of this month, that would be completed. The middle grid, the weekly, last week was the inside candle. Look how small that yellow candle was. Tiny little trading range. Compared to the prior week, so much energy sold off into that key level, that zone area. This week, we already broke the low of last week. Lower highs, lower lows. We're going to move this down more. Even though we're not done for the week yet, I'm going to adjust this. Oops, too much. And the daily chart on the far left. Today, we have not taken out the high or low of the prior day. Nope. See that little candle? Yeah. Again, we're looking at the futures. They don't get done till 5 p.m. and reopen at 6 p.m. Difference in the stock market. So you can see the past few days here, when we made that new low for the year, we've been making higher highs, higher lows, trending back up into a retracement where this panic selling was occurring. You could trade the US dollar index with stock ETFs. There's a bullish stock ETF and a bearish stock ETF. I'm going to go now into the euro. Looking at the top down, the euro US dollar. And this, again, is another futures product. This one trades on a different exchange than the US dollar index. So this trades on the futures exchange for the CME group, where the other one trades on the ICE. Yeah, there's more than one US stock market, United States. There's more than one United States futures markets. There's several on each of them. Look at here, a 20-year history on this monthly chart, meaning each candle's a month. 20 years history of the euro. Top left, the high, and the bottom right, the low. You already saw what the US dollar was doing, making a new low for the year, blowing past those lows of the prior year and the prior year of that. We're here this month, the euro made a new high for the year, breaking above these key levels of the prior years. Currently trading back above this breakout area. So typically when a nation lowers, the central bank lowers the interest rates, the currency gets weaker. And also if people lose confidence in your currency, people don't want to own it. So weakens your currency. Now we're looking at a weekly chart of the euro. Again, this red area was a prior key level, red, supply area. Sellers were here in the past. See where there was here on the left, consolidation, dump. Went up here, retraced, never closed inside of it, dump. And here was too weak to even get back in there. That was last year. This year, we broke inside this supply area and traded above it, making a new high for the year. So looking at the current candle, almost looking like a dragonfly. Again, it's not done till close of Friday. We had the inside candle last week, broke above it, making a new high for the year. Also, not just the Federal Reserve, central banks affect the values of currency. It's the policy of the governments. If you're currently aware of the situation that's occurring in the United States with the executive branch, are you confident in the US dollar today, tomorrow, next week, next month? Or are you not, where you could trade against it using currencies? Some key levels down here. Huge impulse move up, that green candle, expecting to retrace it at some point in time. So if I'm bullish, I could be looking in these areas for trade ideas. On the swing trades, as well as dollar cost average. This is another impulse move up. A lot of energy used up there. And yet you see there's some selling activity. So one would expect what? Somewhere there's going to be a retracement. Daily chart on the euro. Yep, building consolidation up here. Look at this too. A lot of yellow candles, inside candles, and red candles. We might be under distribution here. These yellow two candles in the middle, solid bodies equivalent to red. Followed to, you see that? These big green candles, big empty green candles, bodies are empty, followed by red candles, inside candles. Pump and distribution, pump and distribution. Yep. So again, huge consolidation, but we might be seeing a distribution for some minor pullback on these key levels. This is the stock ETF. If I want to trade the euro bullish, the symbol's FXE. And currently, one share is $105.15. You can also do fractional shares if you have a broker. The key word is fractional shares. Intraday 4-hour chart on the euro. So this morning, watching it pre-market and then into the, I guess like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yeah, then I shut down. So yesterday we had this big red candle, impulse move down, bearish, huge trading body, impulse move down. And then the close here, this 4-hour candle and this green one. So we never took out the swing low. So I was expecting what? A retracement somewhere of this big impulse move down. Overnight, we had this big impulse move up here and then consolidation right here on the 4-hour charts. This current green candle here on the far right will be done at 5 p.m. So the situation here is, again, we know it's an inside candle on the daily. More of a retracement might come overnight or into the next day. For our chart on the euro trend line. Yep, this big yellow line, we broke above it overnight here and building consolidation. Again, if one's bullish, you could be looking here for the trade. One-hour chart. Because we have a cup and handle forming. Here's the cup on the 1-hour chart. Here's the handle. So again, when we break above the left side of this handle, right here, you often have what? You have new traders stepping in. Again, I already have that labeled, that yellow line. One of the targets on the upside could be this impulse move down and this swing high here. So this morning, pre-market, again, I've labeled my imbalance areas here, expecting a pullback right here, this green candle pull back inside of it. And then later this afternoon, we went even deeper into here. So take this to a faster time frame, lower time frame, to 1 minute, 5 minute. See, there are trade signals off of these. Let's take it to the 15-minute chart. This big green candle here, this was the open of Sunday night. We had that gap up I mentioned, I shared in the prior videos earlier this week, expecting that gap to get filled. It did get filled. It got filled yesterday. So again, the gap's here on the left, and it got filled overnight, Wednesday overnight, which also had a gap down there. Zoom in some more. And this morning, we had this huge consolidation area. It's 15-minute charts. So this on the left is the Asian session. This purple was the London session, and then after the luncheon. And I noticed this consolidation here was, look, on the 15-minute chart we're talking about here, it's either distribution or accumulation occurring. Again, up here, earlier in the week, let me zoom out some more. Go look at 5 days. But I actually want to go from Sunday. So here was Sunday night where we had a gap up. A lot of consolidation over here. Marked down, panic selling. That was Wednesday night, went back up. So again, nothing impressive here. It's an inside day, small trading range. What, we have lower highs here and higher lows here, building a wedge. Very close to this overnight high this morning. Haven't done it yet. Nope. But notice down here at key levels labeled. This is the 15-minute imbalance areas right here. Nice. And also this one. So again, why would I want to buy at the highs? I don't want to. Nope. Not the wise. So with these key levels, zoom out some more. We have that reversal. It's occurring on this lower time frame. Day trading, swing trading. Put this back on the weekly here. Forming again, it's not done till the end of the week. Daily chart. So again, swing trading, I would be looking for these deeper retracements if they occur for trade ideas. First, the intraday time frame on the 4-hour, you see here. Multiple time frames. You're looking for trade signals. If you don't see one-on-one, maybe you see it on the higher time frame or the low time frame. Good money management, tight stops. If you're wrong, get out of it and target somewhere logical. So here, if we break above here, this might be closing, take some profits here, closing, take some profits, or vice versa, looking for pullbacks after it hits these weaknesses to add to it. Thank you as always, spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.